Humility is a quality that sounds virtuous until you realize it's a freaking liability in and only in the interview room. In any space that seeks to evaluate your skills to determine your career's future, humility becomes the worst virtue you could ever practice. My name is Natasha, and I entered into the United Nations system in 2012 to perform communication functions regarding humanitarian and human rights issues. Since 2022, I've written books, courses, and content on how you too can apply for high-profile jobs and ace the toughest, most intimidating interviews at the national and international levels. I'm here to help you rise on your career ladder through my brand, Amadeo. So if you like what you see, subscribe and share this video to help this channel grow. Now, let's get into it. Theoretically, humility in the interview space sounds like a noble thing. Don't brag, don't show off, don't overstate your wealth, be modest. It's supposed to show these desirable collegial work traits like being grateful, being a team player, being someone others want to work with. But when you are sitting across an interview panel, one seemingly polite slip into modest language about what you can do, and you risk undermining everything you've ever done to have gotten the chance to sit in that hot seat. I learned this the hard way. A battle scar was obtained during an internal interview. As it was internal, the interview panel already knew me, though none worked with me directly on a day-to-day basis. So I knew the stakes were high because I would be promoted to a senior role if I were successful. And I knew my colleagues, kind of, and thus I knew the politics of that interview room. For those reasons alone, I dressed to the nines. My appearance was impeccable. My documents were in perfect presentation mode. An embossed CV jacket enclosing rich, weighted resume paper with maroon color accents that complemented my dark navy blue suit. My posture, always upright. Everything was done perfectly. The only thing that I did not know how to handle was what I have ever since called the I versus we trap. It wasn't that I hadn't done work in the office or in any other job post. I had. By that time, I had been in the workforce for about 11 years. But I made the fatal error of believing that humility would serve me better than speaking about exactly what I did to bring success to a team. So I softened my answers and formed nearly every example by saying something like, "We managed the event. Our team designed and implemented the visiting program. I will manage the event. I was the one who was in daily contact with London, organizing visitors, programs, scheduling appointments, fixing briefings. Me." Complete erasure of my direct contributions to my team? Big mistake in the interview space. Afterwards, my colleague, one of the interview panelists, came to tell me exactly that it cost me the promotion. She was really kind about it, but it was a stab to the heart. Sounds like irony, you know? We spend so much time worrying about how others might perceive ourselves that we forget the collective is not the one interviewing for that job post. Downplaying what you've worked so hard on for just to seem like a team player. No, this is not how you show and speak about teammanship. Instead, talk about how your work supported the team. You are not in there to validate everyone else's contribution. You are there to advocate for yourself. If you co-led, say so. If you contributed alongside others, state how you made those contributions. Don't just hand away your credit to protect somebody else's feelings. If the sentence starts with we, it must end with a specific I. I developed the timeline and oversaw the execution with inputs from so and so and so and so. I initiated and redesigned and partnered with the graphic team to finalize the concept of such and such and such and such. That is how you own your roles in your past while acknowledging collaboration. Professional humility becomes self-sabotage when it erases your agency, when it dilutes your voice and robs you of your hard-done labor. There is nothing admirable about hiding your strengths in the job interview space when they are the very things that qualify you for advancing to a new job post. It is high time we stop treating our self-recognition as arrogance, especially in the job interview space. Taking ownership for your contributions is not sinful, it's factual. In fact, it is a fact. It is necessary in the interview room. This is how you ascend the trajectory of your career ladder. Ownership. Taking ownership is how you move forward from a low-paying job to a high-paying job. Don't let anyone else talk you out of it. I've seen those bullies, those who seek to minimize, dismiss, and guilt trip and shame you out of your blessings and opportunities due to their own inabilities. Those people you've known or worked beside are all too ready to humiliate your accomplishments for the sake of their own comfort and insecurities. In those environments, humility may keep you safe, but in a job interview, humility keeps you invisible, and invisible candidates don't get hired as they are never seen. Keep your achievements to yourself in your public social circles and then broadcast them as loud and as proud in the interview space. They don't need to be acknowledged anywhere else outside of a performance evaluation and the job interview. The job interview is the ultimate form of performance evaluation. So if speaking about your strengths feels like arrogance, try using a matter-of-fact delivery. Use a neutral tone, almost robotic, like Alexa. Stick to the facts. Say what you did clearly and cleanly without an apology. Because the interview is not the time for you to be evasive about your hard-earned achievements. It is not the time to give everyone else the spotlight. This is the moment for you. And if you can't even convince yourself that you belong there, why should the interview panel believe so? Learn more tricks of the trade for your career development and progression by subscribing to Armadillo's YouTube channel. You'll get expert support on your resume, your cover letters, and your interview strategies. On the official website, you can view Armadillo's past clients' resumes, download templates, and access the blog on the latest tips and trends for job hunting in today's world. Learn more about rising in your career, acing your interviews, and speaking confidently and professionally without hesitation. All the details are in the description box. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to help this channel grow more. And I'll see you next time with new, unique tips and informative content on getting well-paid jobs and rising on your career ladder.